fun stuff.
Totally awesomeness.
Just so you know, we want to really cram in fun stuff for this month of August because next month we go back to serious stuff.
Yeah, that's the way life goes.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you can see a beautiful flower between us. We always have flowers between us. This is Danielle Champagne. I just want to say, I want to say it like in a French way. So I was like,
Champagne.
Yeah. Now, if you guys have followed us from the very beginning, she was actually our first featured writer.
Yes.
Kudos.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of that.
Yes.
Totally.
Support.
You're going to see her quite often, I guess, for the next few years. Maybe you could be like our little
a resident butterfly.
A resident living joy community person.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so
Sounds
today's video is actually about yoga.
Yes.
And I'm going to be your guinea pig for the day. So the
In
second video,
yeah,
she's going to go into yoga and totally yoga-fy. I feel like so totally
she's gonna make you flex your yoga muscles.
So now you are an amazing person. I've known you for a gazillion years.
Probably at least one gazillion.
That's
love
amazing.
You too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pieces and pieces, in a good way though.
Yes.
So you're a yoga teacher, but you sort of went into that. Can you tell us a bit about yoga for us un-yoga persons?
A bit about yoga in the way of, oh my gosh.
For the amateur.
For the amateur.
Yeah.
So, yoga is a whole bunch of things, but I mean, to start off slow, see what happens when you engage with it in a physical way. So just see what it's like to stretch your body in a certain way and notice how you feel about it. So yoga is really about becoming connected to the internal emotional dialogue that we go through every day.
Right.
And constantly, like you guys were saying, life does this, right? So we're always ebbing and flowing. So to me, yoga is the yoking of yin and yang. It's the union of these energies, right?
Okay.
So we're really learning how to consciously get in flow so that when life, perhaps shows us things that are a little difficult to deal with, we understand how to flow with it as opposed to resist it and feel uncomfortable inside. So
I have 1,000 questions from that. So
I'll stop there for now.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So I just got excited about something. So I do a lot of meditation. I've been meditating since I was 19. And recently, about a couple months ago, I started learning mindful meditation, which is really training my mind to be mindful. This reminds me that yoga is training my body to be mindful, because the one thing I learned from meditation years ago was to control the pain in my migraines. I didn't want to take medication. So I had to learn how my body stressed out to cause migraines. Right. So you were saying that sometimes we go through stress and our body absorbs that force of negativity and maybe it does weird stuff to our body. Yeah. So yoga sort of unhinges it.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, in a lot of yoga philosophy, it's believed that we hold these moments of trauma, let's call them, or discomfort or dis-ease also, if you will, in our bodies. And this could be stuff that's happened when we were kids, like something that we were raised with.
With trauma, maybe.
Yeah, with trauma, absolutely. And this could be emotionally and physically as well. So these things can get stuck in the body. And let's say we go through a breakup. It doesn't feel good, and we usually really do feel a bit of discomfort in this area. It's resonating with heart chakra. It's settling into our body in the space that we feel like we give love from, and it's also where we receive it. So all of these emotions, I believe they do settle in sometimes when we haven't released them, and yoga is a way to consciously move and listen to your internal dialogue to move it through. Or to suggest a way out for it. Perhaps.
Yeah, because in many years, I don't know, I think you guys remember that I mentioned muscle memory.
Right. When we did the Reiki.
It's actually an actual science that when your body goes under undue stress, anything, it could, whether it's a sprain or, as he said, emotional baggage, the muscle under that stress remembers. It's like your brain. So maybe yoga is also a way to retrain your body.
Exactly.
To go back to a natural space.
Absolutely, and it is. It's a retraining of muscles, and then as you retrain your muscles, it ends up retraining your mind. because we're now older and we're learning to consciously grow and create these amazing lives that we lead, right?
My God.
So yeah.
One of the things that intrigued me about this conversation is the idea of that, like, the emotions are, we actually, it sounds like in yoga allows us to validate emotions, because I know that I can be really top heavy,
right,
and just be rambling on with
the
my
monkey
thinking.
chatter, monkey
Yeah,
brain, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And this forces you to be still, not just in terms of breathing, but connecting to uncomfortable. I know, like, a lot of my anxiety resides here, or pains that I don't want to even look into. I don't know if it's a guy thing, we just avoid certain emotions and it just gets suppressed.
Maybe, but the area in your body too would be showing that. I mean, in this area, we don't need to get into it too deeply right now, but this is our solar plexus, right? So this is directly where we resonate with how we express our authentic self in this world, and how much we're giving that, and how much we're allowing our light to shine, so to speak, you know?
Wow.
And if we feel a little discomfort there, I mean, yeah, we get excitement there too, right? So it's like, ooh, I'm gonna express myself more, this is sweet.
Right.
But we also get nervous here, or we also get ashamed here. So, or scared, I should say. Ashamed is more up here. But, so noticing that kind of thing, and, you know, and seeing where it shifts in your body. But yes, yoga, I believe, does allow for a more clear understanding, and I'd say acceptance of the emotional body, because it's beyond trying to control everything, because once we get into it, we realize we're never in control anyway, right?
Wow, okay.
So we really just learn how to process, and then of course, hopefully, some clarity comes from that, and we can start to see clearly and just learn to flow with ourselves.
All right, because the thing I'm benefiting most from this blog is that I'm going on this journey really right now. This is where I'm beginning.
Yeah.
So I get to meet people like you who are amazing and inspire me, and Tina as well, who challenge me to see things in a different way and connect to parts of me that I, like I said, avoid.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, what you're saying is really hitting the nail, because yesterday we have ongoing conversations and we're talking about authenticity.
Right.
And my aim, and that's what I was saying about the blog, is forcing me to be more authentic. So the fact that you're telling me that the issues residing here are connected to authenticity is right on. So
that's so great that aligned. And alignment, it happens all the time, right? It's like
synchronicity.
yes.
And that's the wonderful thing about yoga. Now, why I wanted us to do this yoga video is important, because I've observed that our world is changing, and sometimes the power of what is good, like example yoga, is being sort of cool in thing. But I wanted people to really understand that yoga is really a basis, not just a practice, but a way of living your life.
Right.
Because it's like meditation. Once you discover meditation, you actually observe your life in a different perception. And yoga can really make a difference. And I've always been amazed by yoga, but totally freaked out by
it. Intimidated by all the yoga porn?
Totally, because like I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've taken martial arts, I've broken boards, I've done a lot of stuff, but I've broken board, girlfriend.
That's awesome.
But I think to myself, my God, that's very flexible. How flexible am I? I don't know, I'm a bit nervous.
Well, I mean, we always say at one of the studios I work for, Yoga Source in Newmarket, if you want to check it out, it's awesome! But we always say, like, being intimidated by something that is going to encourage flexibility is like saying, I feel too dirty to have a shower. So it's like you just have to do it, and then you realize that yoga is so much more than just increasing flexibility, because it's about getting into yourself in a more conscious way. So, like, I feel like we should back up a bit though.
Okay.
So, like, into the part you first started with about yoga becoming trendy, which it totally has. And you know what? For something to become trendy, I'm happy it's that, because it's encouraging a lot of people to get into a healthy lifestyle, whether they realize it or not.
Right.
And having worked at several different studios and all that sort of stuff, of course there are people that are drawn to just going there to be like, oh, I want to sweat and I want to get into it. And that, you know, like, that has its inspiring elements too. Exactly. It's absolutely fantastic. And then, to me, the really beautiful part is that can be the approach at the beginning of your class, but time after time, by the time the end of class arrives, they realize that it is a completely different experience, because
it's like a flower.
It is. It's like a flower. We're challenged. We have to get into ourselves. And yoga isn't a space where we're like, oh, this is so hard, I'm so frustrated, I'm gonna get mad about it. Yoga is a space where we learn to not internalize and bottle up, but consciously say, okay, what is this emotion that I'm feeling inside? Am I feeling frustrated because my ego is telling me I should be deeper in this pose? Am I feeling frustrated because this teacher is holding me in this pose for like 3 breaths longer than I want to be? Notice what it is. Maybe your leg is actually sore or whatever it is, but the point is that we are learning to listen to ourselves and learning our new boundaries, and then we're able to better express our emotions when it comes time, when we are emotionally challenged. So I don't know if that starts hitting it or not, but it's like, even if it's trendy, even if the approach is perhaps from a place that seems displaced from the root of yoga, by the end of class, if that person has allowed for the space, they will find that internal blossoming starting to take place, and eventually, you know, if the commitment maintains itself, it will blossom.
That's a beautiful way to articulate it.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to bring that up. I want people who ever watch this videos to really be open to the idea that yoga can actually change you.
Oh, completely.
All right.
It completely can, and it's like, it's changing you in the way that it's changing the way that you're allowing yourself to see yourself. So it's not changing you in the sense that like, oh, I feel like I'm a bad person inside. You're not. Like, you're a great person inside, but you may have become distorted by what other people have put around you as far as ideals.
And it's really about reconnecting to who you really are.
And the authentic self, right? Like you were talking about.
Yeah, and I had just this awesome visualness in my head. What yoga could really
In my head?
It's like yoga is freeing your body. And so like as you walk in life, you walk in life fully. You know, like if you can imagine your life like if you're in a pool or in a stream and you're swimming, and all parts of your body are moving seamlessly, peacefully, and so you can go from one place swimming to another place in a very easy space, even if the currents were strong or choppy or messed up, because your body's all working and moving in a seamless way to get you from one end to the next. I think that's what yoga could do for me, which is let me walk in this world in a way that brings my whole body, my mind, my thoughts, my spirit in a way that honors me.
And you're centered. It sounds like in that space you're walking on earth, feeling centered.
Oh my god. So were we not supposed to use British accent?
Yes.
I don't think I can maintain a really good conversation for
that
long, because this is really like a fun thing,
We could
right?
talk like this all day. Now,
your accent has already shifted a bit.
Oh, biscuits and whippersnappers.
So we're going to end this video because one of the things that Miss D is good. She can bebop. She can
Bebop, beatbox?
bebop.
Oh my god. Oh.